Yeah, well, we had great meetings with the Democrats in the Senate and on the Republican side today. And the good news is that there's strong bipartisan support and will to get this market structure legislation done. It's important for America, and then the 50 million Americans who've used crypto want to see it get done. And so one date we heard floated was let's try to get this markup done before Thanksgiving. I think that there's 90% of the issues are already aligned on and agreed, and there's draft text going back and forth, a lot of great cross-functional collaboration happening. That last 10% are the remaining issues, and everyone committed to get in the room together and work it out. And hopefully we'll see some draft text or get it out of committee by Thanksgiving.
Heading over to X to get the breaking news. Coinbase CEO says live on CNBC that Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill is on the verge of passing. Now, if you've been following along, we've been following this very, very close because it is going to be important. Once clarification comes in, will that help revive the market? Because right now people are still uncertain. We're even going to talk deeply about this White House reversing the IRS scenario for overseas crypto storage, which could be a very, very big problem for massive players. But this bill should have already passed. However, the Democrats did try to rewrite it in the last moments, trying to really stifle the innovation capabilities of crypto. They don't want to allow, because of the big banks, it's not Republican or Democrat, right? The big banks are what stepped in. The lobby said, hey, we do not want crypto to be able to give out interest on any of their holdings, because then that would take away our proprietary information essentially. So we'll continue to keep you updated on this. Positive news that did come in. Bitcoin CME gap at 91,000 to 92,000 is officially filled. We'll take a look at some more gaps called fair value gaps once we get into the charting for XRP and Bitcoin. So this is actually a really positive sign, a potential rallying cry from this point on, but there's so many other factors right now that are not really positive. So we'll continue to follow up on that. MasterCard has teamed up with Polygon to make crypto transfers way simpler. You can now send funds to usernames instead of long wallet addresses, which is a very, very positive thing. And as we know, XRP also partnered with MasterCard. And breaking, Trump's $2,000 tariff airdrop will be happening mid-2026. Now, this is an interesting way of putting it, right? We know that the tariff refund, or as he's calling it, the tariff dividend. Now, first off, if you use the word dividend, it means it's going to happen multiple times potentially. But I like this tariff airdrop because what if this was the way to get every American to use a crypto wallet, right? Hey, if you want to be involved in getting this $2,000 that you're eligible for, you need to open a crypto wallet on Coinbase or on Kraken or on whatever website, and we'll feed that money into your wallet address. That would be an interesting play there. Not sure if that's what's happening, but that would definitely signal a rally for the markets. But what's interesting here, the timing is perfect. He's basically going to drop the $2,000 right before the midterm elections, aka basically bribing people to vote for Republicans. So XRP traders hope that fresh wave of ETF launches will restore the bull trend. Now, as you know, we've seen the ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum at the beginning of this video not looking good right now. It's a bunch of outflows. You have to remember that ETFs are designed to make money. So first and foremost, obviously the companies do have to buy a bunch of crypto at lower prices. When prices go up, then they sell them. That's why, as you know, with the ETF launches for Bitcoin and Ethereum, they were able to get into those much lower at prices. So they're able to sell those and make profits for their clients. And then they're going to rebuy those. And when it goes up again, they'll sell them, because a hedge fund where the ETFs are being sold out of is not designed to buy and hold long term. But a handful of XRP ETFs could launch this week, leading traders to predict the start of a new rally. But the desired bullish momentum is dependent on the altcoin holding above $2.20. And it is currently holding, literally at this moment, $2.21, which is possible. XRP is set for a landmark week for spot ETF launches, which could unlock billions. We haven't had the billions of institutional inflow ever for XRP. Now it will be unlocked after finding support at 220. XRP traders are hopeful that the ETF launches will serve as a perfect springboard for the rally towards 260. And what is interesting when you look at the charts here for XRP, it's held up significantly better as of recently. Like, look at this. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks right here. We were actually in these levels of 250. We're only down to 220. So it's a 30-cent drop over the last 5, 6 weeks for XRP. But let's look at Bitcoin. It has absolutely been ripping to the downside. So XRP is holding up strong right now, which is very positive. And what we have launching today, Franklin Templeton, they have officially launched a $1.5 trillion asset manager, launched their ETF under the ticker EZRP, potentially driving significant institutional inflows despite bullish price projections of $7 to $24 from the ETF demand. XRP traders at $2.60 amid whales selling off of 200 million tokens. And then we also have the 19th to the 20th. Bitwises could launch this week, and we have 21 shares that could launch, and we have coin shares that could launch. Then the following week, Grayscale, Wisdom Tree, and potentially people still want to see and hear from BlackRock. Are they going to launch theirs as well? The CoinGlass liquidation heat map shows the price is eroding liquidity around that $2.20 level, with large clusters asking between 234 and 241 and 267 to the upside. So you can see right here, 234, 241, these big, bright green levels. And then this one right here looking really juicy for us, just above 260. And then we even have one up here. Like I said, this one's a little lighter, but it is at 267. So the White House, working with the IRS, may be coming for your foreign crypto accounts. They would like to deter Americans from moving their digital assets to offshore exchanges. They're creating a crypto reporting framework, which would provide a tax department with access to Americans' foreign crypto account data. The broker digital transaction reporting would put U.S. crypto tax system in line with 72 other countries that have committed to implementing CARF by 2028. In late July, the White House's crypto policy recommendations report stated that implementing the CARF would discourage American taxpayers from moving their digital assets to offshore exchanges and thus not put U.S. crypto platforms at a disadvantage. CARF was established by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development in late 2020 to enable member nations to share cryptocurrency data for the purpose of combating international tax evasion. And the U.S. is going to roll out tougher local crypto tax rules in 2026, which will require U.S.-based crypto exchanges to report more detailed transaction data, including both inward and outward transfer. Clinton Donnelly said, right now, the IRS doesn't have instant visibility into everything you're doing on the blockchain. However, that's about to change. A few years down the road, with better tools and better data integration, they'll be able to scan blockchain networks at scale to identify major non-reporters and target them for audits. So as we've been talking about, as far as them being able to scan and find and this, that, and the other, this is the other thing that people are actually worried about. This is the Terminator scenario where the government is going to be able to find you. If you've seen the movie The Terminator, they're going to be able to come after you with Skynet. They're going to find you and they're going to say, oh, you have a parking ticket, sucking your money right out of your account. Oh, you did this that we didn't like. You spoke out against the regime, whether it's the Obama regime, the Trump regime, or whatever the future regimes come out, you start to speak out against them. They turn off your money. And that is why a lot of people are worried about going to 100% digital crypto, with the fact that it's tracked by digital IDs and wallet IDs, because there is no hiding. There is no getting away. So we're going to become crypto, and then you're going to have other people exchanging with gold and silver, I guess.